Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, November 6, 2023. But before I walk you through the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already, subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel, share the content if you would with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos just like this one. Daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs. Weekly analysis in the S&P 500 Index, the NASDAQ 100 Index, the Long Bond ETF, the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube. That is 8 a month that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those stock picks, and you can check out all of this for no cost for 5 days. We offer a 5-day free trial up front with a wickedstocks.com subscription. So sign up for wickedstocks.com, check it all out. If you don't like what you see within 5 days, you can cancel your subscription at no cost to you whatsoever. And just a reminder also that in the last week or two, we put out an analysis on Cisco, NetEase, Renaissance, Alphabet, all of which are valid. You can see them all for free, 5-day free trial with wickedstocks.com. So check it out. On with the charts, Tesla big picture. I'll walk us through what's played out over the last few weeks, and then we'll zoom in on the day itself. We had a meaningful sell signal 3 weeks ago when we settled below the 256.20, 10-month channel bottom, really. Comes off that January low. In the process, set up a 3 to 5 week sell signal that I don't think is going to play out within 3 to 5 weeks. We could fall over the next couple of weeks to 181.90. This area is still in play, although if you're looking at just the bar chart itself, we came very close to putting out a key reversal low last week. Had we closed above the previous week's high, which we didn't by a couple of points, I would have been leaning much more for recovery. And in fact, that would have probably also been consistent with closing above this meaningful speed line at 224.43 on the weekly chart, on the daily chart at 225.26. So now I'm kind of jumping into the day itself. 225.26, descending 1/3 speed line projected off that July high, is our trend defining element for the week and into later November. Holding below 225.26 does allow this market to fall all the way back to that 181.90 channel bottom over the next, I'm going to say 2 to 3 weeks. This looks like 2 to 3 weeks to me. I think you'd probably agree. We've had a high volatility move to the upside in a week where we've covered probably 70% of that ground. I don't think that volatility is going to continue into later November. It should ease back, but I do say that holding below 225.26, 181.90 still in reach over the next several weeks. No good reason, if your time horizon is 2 to 3 week swing trading, to be long Tesla right now until or unless we can close above 225.26, which just might happen today. But until then, there's no reason to assume that we'll push into the 260s, 270s by the end of November or as we move into December. That comes with a settlement above 225.26 today. Until then, 181.90 still in reach over the next several weeks. Let's take a look at the downside today. Here we are, 225.26, your area to sell if you're long, whether you're you had that opportunity actually on Friday, and I hope you took it if you were long, say, for the last couple of days when we closed above 207.94, or for whatever reason. Maybe you were bottom picking well this area last week, early last week, that was Monday, was it? Let's see, yeah, that was Monday, Tuesday, these lows. So anyway, 225.26 is your area that if you were long, if your time horizon was anywhere from 3 to 5 days out to 2 to 3 weeks, you might actually be short now. Downside today, 218.30. This former channel bottom is performed pretty well over the last couple of days. And actually it performed pretty well a couple of weeks ago when we closed below it and rallied almost back up to it. It has pivot point qualities for the day. Above 218.43, 225.26 in reach, once again able to contain weekly buying pressures. And if we break or open today below 218.43, 207.94, not out of the question. These minor points on the way down have been carefully chosen, 214.03 and 210.22. Both well suited for aggressive day traders who like to scalp 2 to 3 point moves throughout the day. But overall, in terms of the day trade dynamic, I will say First of all, holding below 225.26 will keep 207.94 in reach as a 3 to 5 day swing trade. And quite honestly, this could just be a day or two. Like I said, if we break, especially if we open today below 218.43, 207.94 is in reach today where a low can be placed. This would be a good place to take profits if you're a day trader and short Tesla. 3 to 5 day swing traders may also consider taking profits here, perhaps even going long. Back to 225.26. But as I said a moment ago, holding below 225.26 will keep this 181.90 longer-term channel bottom, that is a 3, 4, 5-month channel bottom coming off that July high, in reach over the next several weeks. And if we were, and I don't think this will happen today, but if we do close below 207.94 by the end of next week or sooner, we should fall into the low 180s. On the way down, I might as well point this out as well. If we close today below 207.94, we should fall to 192.94 within 2 to 3 days. With a high volatility market, this could be 1 or 2 days. So holding below 225.26, 207.94 in reach over the next several days, 192.64 in reach perhaps by the end of next week, and over the next 2 to 3 weeks, as I mentioned a moment ago, that 185.11 area, which is the weekly version. Sorry, this is a daily chart. 185.11 on the daily chart in reach over the next 2 to 3 weeks. I will, and then as 181.90 on the weekly chart. Low to mid 180s in reach over the next 2 to 3 weeks below this speed line on the weekly chart, 224.43, daily chart, 225.56. I think that covers the downside pretty well. But as I mentioned, we almost put out a key reversal low. I call this a mini reversal. Had we closed above the previous week's high, I would have then expected the market to probably have already also closed above the 225.26 speed line. So those two could have happened in tandem. They didn't. Our upward pivot point is 225.26. So let's go with the day itself. Upside, if we push or open above 225.26, I think you should expect at least 230.61, which is this high here, a part of a gapping process that occurred several weeks ago. 230.61, able to contain intraday buying pressures. But if we push or open above 225.26, you should allow for 234.26 intraday. That is a 3/8 upside Fibonacci from the July high against the more recent low from last week. It is also in close correlation with this low, which I forget exactly what it is. Actually, it's 234.58. I forgot to change the number. So I'll let you pick whether it's 234.26 that you would take profits at or sell. Just know that if we push or open above 225.26 on a day trade basis, you should expect 234.26, or is it 234.58? 234.26 is the 3/8 Fibonacci, which precedes by a hair this low is 234.58. We forgot to change the numbers. We went back and forth a couple of times in terms of which is which. This is just sort of indication of how we struggle with this stuff. We really nuance this. We really dial it in great for you. So I want you to know that. But bottom line, closing above 225.26, with the present volatility that we have in this move that we're in the midst of, we just might reach 246.68 by the end of the week, a 3 to 5 day move. So closing above 225.26, I'd mentioned how if we're holding below 225.26, no good reason to be long Tesla if your time horizon is anywhere from 3 to 5 days out to 2 to 3 weeks. And I outlined that all a moment ago. It's just the opposite. If we close above 225.26, no good reason to be short Tesla as we move through the rest of November. I would expect 234.26 today, 246.68. If we close above 225.26, 246.68, not out of the question by the end of the week. And over the next 2 to 3 weeks, this 256.20 level, which is this channel bottom on the weekly chart we closed below several weeks ago, then anticipated. And in fact, I'll go back to this weekly chart here. If we close, now imagine that this number is 225.26 because that is the daily version that I've been showing now all along. If we close above 225.26, it is this narrowing range of resistance that is presently between 256.20 and 272.69. They converge around Thanksgiving over the next several weeks. And so if we get the buy signal this week above 225.26, we've got a rally, I think, into later November, into Thanksgiving, whereby we can expect this narrowing zone of resistance resistance between 256.20 and 272.69. This is going to be an important pivot point into the first quarter of next year. It is an area that you can expect. So let me back up just a little bit. I'm going to talk to options traders for a moment. I know you're out there. If we close above 225.26, you should cover those 180 or 185 out of the money puts you may be holding and our anticipation of, and instead cover those, reach for, I'm just going to say 260, 265 out of the money calls that don't expire. This is probably a 2 to 3 week move. It could take longer though. It could take the better part of a month or two. And so I would reach for 260, 265 out of money calls that don't expire for at least 2 to 3 months. That would be my suggestion. That would be the play. This is an area that can contain buying if tested over, the coming weeks, able to contain buying well into Q1, and we could fall off from here for several months. And inversely, if we were to settle above the 272.69 channel top, that would be a significant buy signal as we move into the first quarter of next year. I'm not going to go there just yet. I'm going to, because we are below this speed line today, maybe I shouldn't do that. I'm going to show you this chart. This gives you both sides, upside and downside. I'm going to leave it at that. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday's Tesla. You have a great day.